that is leaking. Neither you nor the other people will be entitled to the one that is lost. So what we are trying to do is that when you are voting, you should vote right. One, right in the sense of your candidate or party, as the case may be, and right in the sense of putting it appropriately in the box where it will now count for that person, because intentions alone will not deliver the vote. The intention must be coterminous with the act of doing the right thing, so that you validly deliver that person by the ticket of your vote.
I think the key word there is the right thing. That is why we really can't have it more than enough.
Yes.
There's no overdose of reminding people what to do. In fact, how you fold the ballot,
yes,
knowing full well that the ink is not dry. Yes, and sometimes it gets on, maybe you're trying to vote for Nigerian, it gets on the so a lot of people, and sometimes we have the vote. Loads and loads of times people don't even understand this. And we thought that, yes, as you rightly reminded us, one of the aims of political parties is to educate the people. Absolutely. But we haven't actually seen that. Let's look at one word quickly before we go on this break. It's gladiators, which you have used. Are we doing them any good, calling them gladiators, knowing full well that gladiators are great fighters who don't even fight to stay alive, but to kill? In fact, it's for the lack of a better word that is more incendiary. You understand? Oh, it's a battle. In Nigeria, election is a battle. So, Loke, do you agree?
The stakes are very high.
Yes.
And, you know, politicians in Nigeria have this attitude of fights to finish because of the level of the stakes. But it shouldn't be that way, really. And part of developing a democracy is to make people understand, eventually, that it's not a do-or-die affair.
Well, this is a conflict. But conflict within consensus. The consensus is operating within the gamut of the rules established. The umpire operating, then the contestants. That's why they are not enemies. You understand?
They're not supposed to be.
That is just like a football contest. It's a competition. Somebody must win once the rules are. But in this climb, in fact, if you indicate your intention to run for an office, you are a dead man. You are a dead man. A woman, as the case may be. Because if the other candidate has the opportunity, because you are going to deprive him or her, or perceived so, of the access to, because it's not service. If it were service, you will even want to be relieved.
In fact, these are some of the things that I want us to look at when we come back. We'll go on a quick one. And I think Marco should also be helping us. I recall during the presidential election, she had to give us, especially as people go out to vote, let us in on how they expect to file out and what they need to do when they get there so that you don't get into trouble. And don't be a troublemaker. It can be very, very easy and fun for you on a day like this. Yes. We'll get through that process with you before you go out of your homes to your polling units to cast your ballot. But recall, this is one great moment in the lives of every Nigerian, irrespective of where they are, and they're saying the time for us to streamline and make perfect this process is now. We'll come back shortly. Stay with us.
Loitering without lawful excuse after voting or after being refused to vote will constitute an electoral offense. Snatch or destroy any election materials and blaring of siren will not be acceptable. In addition to that, no VIP will be allowed to come with his armed escort in uniform.
As part of its observation effort, TMG will conduct a quick count, the gold standard for citizen observation. Quick count is an advanced observation methodology that employs well-established statistical principles and utilizes sophisticated information technologies. TMG's quick count on the conduct of voting and counting and is the only observation methodology that can independently verify the official presidential results as announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission.
We are there to support the Nigerian police in the maintenance of peace and order, and also supporting INEC in the conveyance of electoral materials to the riverine areas where they cannot be able to access them on land. But our involvement does not end there. When we convey the materials, we also ensure that there is no untoward activities that will disrupt the smooth conduct of the elections within those areas. We are fully prepared. As at yesterday, I addressed the men, officers and men, and we have almost a company on standby within the base to support the police where the need arises. But all our water, riverine assets, our boats, our small crafts are going to be deployed in all the creeks to ensure smooth flow of the electoral materials. And then we are going to deploy our capital assets into the territorial waters. Average Nigerian does not need to be afraid of us, the security personnel. We are there to protect them from the hoodlums who want to seize every opportunity to cause carnage or chaos. Those are the ones we are after. But the average Nigerian that is peaceful and goes about his electoral or the mandate to go and elect, to go and vote, those people have nothing to fear from us. We are fully prepared to protect them in ensuring that the voting goes smoothly.